This has literally never happened to Bitcoin before, and what I'm about to show you is also something that could end up indicating where Bitcoin could go for an absolute bottom and, actually a path out of this horrible, horrible bear market as well. So I'm really, really excited for this one. It's absolutely huge. It's one of the better videos that one of the more exciting videos that I've actually been able to pull out for you guys. So I really hope you do enjoy it. If you're excited for it, do me a favor and just smash up the like, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. But before we even get into it, this is using on-chain analysis data. Before we get into it, you can skip forward if you want. I do want to give you a little bit of short-term analysis super quickly. Bitcoin has continued to stay within this sideways trading range right here, this very same range that we were finding support in, and it actually stretches all the way back to June as well. We were finding support off this level back here as well. We've continued to stay in this range, and we're not doing anything particularly interesting with it, potentially looking like we are ready to make another leg down. The only kind of silver lining that I'm seeing right here is that Bitcoin could be in a little bit of a kind of bull flag formation that looks a little bit like this, and maybe we take another leg up like that. This is definitely something that Bitcoin could be doing, but let's be honest, guys, it's not looking particularly strong, especially considering that we have lost things like our 4-hour EMA ribbon, which has not only failed as support, but is now pretty much completely flipping bearish as well. So very, very important signs right here for the short term. I don't want to focus too much on this just yet, but I am going to get back to it later on in the video. For now, I want to focus your attention on this on-chain analysis. This is using Glassnode, guys. I paid $9,000 for this data. If that doesn't deserve a like, then I don't know what does, because I don't use this enough and I'm very upset about it. But this is very, very interesting data. The realized price of Bitcoin this is a very complicated definition right here. It's the realized cap divided by the current supply. Okay, so what this means right here is the average, the price of Bitcoin that the average, this is so hard to describe. This is the price that Bitcoin needs to be at for, on average, for each wallet to be break even / in a profit. Okay, so the realized price is the price that Bitcoin needs to be at on average, like across all wallets, on average, for each wallet to be in a profit or at break even. To be a little bit more technical about this, to help you understand it, this is actually using on-chain analysis to see the most recent time that Bitcoins have been moved, right? Because you guys know the deal here with Bitcoin and on-chain analysis. What we can do is look at Bitcoin's chain, so look at its ledger of all transactions that have ever been made. If you don't know about this yet, you need to read a book about Bitcoin, because you have a very bad level of knowledge about Bitcoin if you don't know this. But because we can see every single transaction that Bitcoin has ever had on its network, we can see who sent it and where it was sent to. We can see what time it was sent and so on. We're taking the most recent transaction, and we're looking at the price that Bitcoin was at that time. And this is really important because when we're looking at market cap, what we're doing to get the market cap is we're multiplying the supply by the price, right? So if you multiply this circulating supply number by Bitcoin's current price, you get this number right here. You can plug this into a calculator and check it. And the reason that this is important is this tells us the current market cap right here. But if we're interested in knowing what the break-even point is for when Bitcoins have been moved into a wallet, then we would look at the price of Bitcoin at the time that those Bitcoins were moved, because that can tell us when the Bitcoins have been bought or sold. Obviously, this isn't perfect because I can just move my Bitcoin right now from one of my wallets to another one of my wallets, and that doesn't mean I've bought Bitcoin. So this data is not bulletproof, but it's a very good indication. I'm going to show you why in just a sec. This realized price data is absolutely critical because whenever Bitcoin has fallen below this orange line, we've generally seen the market bottom out and really not do anything horrific afterwards. I've got an even more interesting chart after this, but first I want to show you what this looks like. There are a few exceptions right here, taking a look at this and this right here, even what we had back in 2018 and a very, very brief moment in with our flash crash in 2020 when the pandemic hit. But for the most part, Bitcoin has actually been pretty nicely above this orange line right here, showing us that most Bitcoin wallets on average throughout its history have been in a profit. And if you're jumping ahead, you're going to be asking the questions, well, what about the big wallet? And I'm going to get to that in just a sec. This is where the video gets really, really exciting. Guys, throw me up a like for this one if you're excited for this, because I'm so damn excited for this analysis as well. to run through it with you. But what you can see right now, if we zoom in a little bit closer, is that the realized price of Bitcoin, so this is again the average price of that all Bitcoins have been kind of purchased at, is sitting at about 21,200, right? So we're just about $1,000 to $2,000 below that area right now. So we are in a loss on average. So most Bitcoin holders on average are in a loss right now, according to this data. That's basically what this is showing us. And the reason that, again, this is important is that generally, we're not going to be staying below this line for too long, and we certainly are very close to market bottoms when this happens, which is, of course, very, very exciting because it potentially tells us that we could be getting ready to get out of this horrible trading range. Now, what's really interesting is that if we take a look at the whale maps chart, which is no, this is not it. Where's the whale maps chart? I've lost it now. No, not this either. So by the way, this is the actual definition if you're curious. I just had to bring this up so that I was technically correct because I know I'm going to get checked on this. But this data is very interesting, right? So this is the realized price of all wallets. But if you want to look at just the wallets that have between 10 to 100 Bitcoins, so basically very rich people that have between $200,000 and $2 million of Bitcoin currently, then you can actually see that Bitcoin has literally never, ever fallen below this price level. Bitcoin has never fallen below this price level before. And actually, anytime the price did come down to this level, this is where we got the biggest bounces from, right? Take a look at this. From $2, bam, right up to over here, about $6 right here. Absolutely phenomenal price action. It marked the absolute low, not counting wicks, marked the absolute low right here as well at about $200. Obviously, we didn't come lower than that ever since then. And the low right here at 3,100. This is ridiculously accurate, ladies and gents. And if you're curious to know where that level is right now, it's sitting at about $14,000. So this is going to vary depending on what kind of data you look at. We're looking at kind of 12 to 14, but still a very, very nice, respectable price range for Bitcoin. And this is specifically just for Bitcoin wallets between 10 to 100 Bitcoin. If we take a look at other wallets, say 100 to 1,000, we've got some slightly similar data here. The price is actually, if we bring it over, I'm looking at something incorrect here. What's going on? Yeah, here we are. This is what I was meant to show you. We have so $12,000 right there, and yeah, with our 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin wallets. I had a feeling something was wrong there. We've got actually a loss right here. So this data only applies to the wallets between 10 to 100. As soon as we start to increase the size of these wallets, the bigger wallets are actually in losses. You can see these lines overlaid over each other, and you can start to see that the picture isn't so nice actually for the rest of for the rest of the Bitcoin holders, and including the smallest ones right here as well. All the lines are bunched up in the exact same level. It's literally only the wallets between 10 to 100 that are not on average in a loss yet, which is, again, this is important data. Even very, very rich people are going to be splitting their Bitcoin across multiple different wallets, right? So you might have $15 million worth of Bitcoin, but it's a very sensible idea to split that across $2 million dollar wallets respectively, and of course that's just about risk mitigation. It's about keeping your funds safe and so on, which, by the way, is exactly the reason that these offers with Bybit and BitGet are so powerful. It's because you have the opportunity to set up a backup account. You have an opportunity to where if one of your accounts are compromised, or if one of your exchanges gets compromised, or whatever, because things can happen, guys. This is crypto. These are not very tightly regulated markets yet. If anything like that happens, you've got your insulation with a second account, and you're basically getting paid to do it when you follow my links in the description down below, because Bybit is offering you guys over $4,000 in bonuses, money that you can trade with when you sign up using my link in the description down below. So go ahead and check that out if you like the idea of all that free cash. And BitGet offering you guys $8,000 in bonuses as well. So you're getting over 12K in bonuses just by following those two links in the description, signing up, getting yourselves a backup account, keeping your account safe. There's no better time to do this than in a bear market, because this is where bad things happen to people. This is where account compromises always happen. It's in bear markets. And so, to keep yourself safe at a time like this and at the same time get paid for it, have some extra trading firepower that you can profit from, profit with and withdraw as well, is always very, very exciting. But bringing us back to the chart right here with whale maps, the reason that this data is very, very exciting is because we've never actually been able to fall below this 10 to 100 Bitcoin average price, and the reason that, again, this is exciting for us right now, hovering between this kind of 12 to 14k, it doesn't actually go up to 14k, that was just my mistake earlier, hovering around this kind of 12 13k area. The reason that this is a big deal is primarily because we are we're not quite there yet, but if we do kind of fall down to this area, we would be doing something for the first time ever if we plunge below it, and I just don't think that that would end up happening. I mean, it absolutely could. Past performance doesn't obviously indicate future results at all, but I've got a pretty good feeling about this. I don't think that Bitcoin necessarily needs to drop down here. Of course, wicks can happen, but this chart doesn't include them, and so we're just looking at the broader price action. This is a pretty damn respectable level for Bitcoin to fall down to, and actually it gets a little bit more exciting if we take a look back at Bitcoin's longer term chart. Let me show it to you on this chart right here. Actually, we'll use the BLX chart for me to show you this on the 1 day time frame, taking off our indicators. And the reason that this is actually quite exciting is you guys are probably going to remember that I was talking about a very big wedge that Bitcoin was forming, right? It looks a little bit like this, and our support level looks a little bit like this. Let me make sure I always draw the support level wrong, because it's a very confusing one. Maybe I'm supposed to be on the logarithmic chart. One sec. Let me make sure I'm getting this right for you guys. If I can't get it right, it's already been drawn in my notes. But yeah, I'm just going to use this chart because this is going to save your time and mine, because it's already been drawn here. There's so many support levels. This is what makes it difficult. Yeah, actually, the support level was supposed to be drawn from around here. But in any case, let me just show it to you on a different tab. Bam, right here. This is the chart that shows us the kind of wedge that I've been talking about before. And if I hide my webcam, you can actually see that this lines up very, very nicely with the $12,474 level. So again, we go back to whale maps, and that is exactly where that realized price is at the moment. If we filter this only by Bitcoin addresses between 10 and 100 Bitcoins, and again, the reason that this is so exciting is because if Bitcoin does end up falling down to this level, well, then we are looking at potentially getting yet another bounce off what has been historically a very, very important support level. This is a support level that we were able to actually first use as resistance, then confirm as support pretty much for a 90-day period right here. Again, we are on the weekly time frame, so a lot of things happened in between, but on the weekly time frame right here, candle bodies, really not breaking this at all, and then again getting a nice wick support bounce right here as well. So if we do kind of fall down to this level towards the end of this year, which, by the way, doesn't usually happen. Usually, at the end of the year, we actually start seeing more bullish price action. That said, if we do end up kind of, not sticking to that trend and we end up falling down, again, this lines up with some really, really, really good price areas. There's actually quite a few indicators that are showing signs like this right now in this market. Things that, are flashing bullish right now that generally are absolutely huge signs for the market to potentially indicate that we could be looking at, reaching a bottom now, or that we're already at the bottom, and so on and so forth. We've seen so many of those things fire off right now. And I think bottom line, what I want you guys to be visualizing this market as is just in terms of levels, right? I mean, we absolutely could drop down, but a rise back up also shouldn't be too difficult, just given how, there's not really any support on the way down. So I wouldn't be expecting any resistance on the way up. You guys have heard me talking about this a million times. And again, also just keeping in mind that because we could have that kind of very quick volatility, it doesn't really matter if we lose these kind of support areas and drop down. We should be able to just very quickly. I mean, it's the same thing, but from 12k up to 20, as it is from kind of 25 up to 30, as it is from 30, kind of up to whatever 40 and so on. I mean, these levels have already been defined before, and that these things can happen fairly quickly as well. I think a lot of people are losing perspective of that. And that's pretty evident when we look at things like the fear and greed index. We're just right back into extreme fear again. Like I've said, for a long time, we have just kind of been flatlining right here, not moving at all. We can't stay like this forever, and I think that sentiment is really proving something similar to that as well. And again, the reason that this is all so exciting is because this data has never been wrong before. It's never been wrong before. It's been so reliable throughout Bitcoin's history. It's ridiculously impressive, and that is something which I really want to pay attention to, because on-chain analysis like this has never actually failed me. No, that's a lie. It's definitely failed me, but it's never actually been particularly unreliable. It certainly has been one of the more reliable things you could look at, because it's a whole different dimension of data, right? If you could analyze the stock market but see the flow of basically stocks and so on the way you could see Bitcoin, it would be a ridiculously crazy advantage, right? If I went to somebody on Wall Street and told them that they can see a ledger of all the transactions of gold or whatever, you know what I mean, like similar to Bitcoin, their jaw would drop. I mean, it would be an absolutely unbelievable dimension of data, but we have it with Bitcoin, and that's why videos like this are so exciting for me, because you are seeing a whole different side of the market that most people don't even know exists. And if that is something that appeals to you, then again, any support you can throw for this channel goes much appreciated, including if you do want to jump inside of our free Telegram channel. You can do that by clicking on this first link in the description down below. Now, before I continue with the shorter term analysis on this chart, I do want to bring up the Financial Summit. This is a very cool summit run by, that's me right there, run by one of my good friends, 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧, right here. I'm honored to be able to call him a friend. It is the coolest thing ever that's happened in my life, or certainly one of, to be able to call him a friend. And the reason that I fanboy over him is because this guy has been a teacher to me for trading for a very long time. He has organized an event in Bali between the 1st and 6th of November. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it out to the last one because I was hungover from Mykonos when I turned 21, but I'm not I'm not doing anything now. I'm very well behaved now, and I'm going to be at this event in Bali. So by the way, that wasn't the real reason. It did contribute to it though. If you want to come join me, it's happening between the dates of the 1st and 6th of November. So that's literally in about 21 days from now, something like that. And you can get inside by typing in thefinancialsummit.com, or I'll try and leave the link in the description down below. It's literally thefinancialsummit.com, and it's in Bali. So if you guys are here in the Middle East, where I am in Dubai, or if you're kind of in the region, please make your way out here. It's not cheap. This is actually the whole appeal of it. It's it's also Tone markets this as a networking event, which it certainly is, but to me, it's much more than that. It's much more exciting than networking. I actually think networking is quite boring, but this is very this is basically an opportunity to meet people that are very serious about trading. I mean, like I said, this is not cheap to get in. It's about $9,000, and it has been, by the way. I paid this as well. I don't even get a discount, which is somewhat annoying, but whatever. and the reason that that's a big deal is because you're getting people that can afford this entry ticket. You're going to be around them. You're going to be discussing trading ideas with them and so on. And that is an incredibly valuable experience. You're getting it in a beautiful resort. And by the way, all of that that you're going to be getting is going to be covered in this $9,000 price tag right here. So luxurious accommodation, all-inclusive stuff, all that stuff. You're getting quite a lot of cool value. It would add up to close to $9,000 if you just went on a vacation. But the cool thing is you get to meet me, you get to meet 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗧, you get to speak to us, you get to speak with us, and we get to speak to you. I went to the last one here in Dubai. Well, it wasn't in Dubai, but it was nearby, and it was absolutely amazing. There was lots of cool stuff, things that I can't even talk about, and I want to see you guys there. So if you've been following me for a while, if you want to come meet me in a beautiful place, then go ahead. Just banged my table, then go ahead and come meet me out here in Bali. It would be very cool. Like I said, I'm already going to be there. My flight is about to be booked within the next hour. I was just confirming a few last things with Tone, so I'm very excited for that, and yeah, hope to see you there. Let's bring it back to the chart though. Like I said one more time, it's thefinancialsummit.com. Get your tickets now. This is hopefully gonna sell out. I don't know how many spots are left. this I don't think is correct. I don't think there's 30 days. I don't think there's 30 spots left. Moving back to the chart though, just looking at the shorter term analysis, we've already covered a fair bit of this, but the key thing that I do just want to mention is that if we do end up kind of dipping a little bit lower, it's not like, we're kind of dead in the water. There's still, a good amount of support for Bitcoin in this region. And actually one of the most exciting things I've seen today is on this chart. Is it? Yeah, it's on this chart right here, where you can actually, this red line, this is one of the red lines we were talking about recently on this YouTube channel. So again, if you're subscribed, you're going to know about this. This has been a resistance area for Bitcoin, a resistance line for Bitcoin stretching all the way back to its all-time high. And we were actually talking about this before the breakout came, but the breakout has now come just over these last days. And now we've kind of dipped right back down to it, especially today is when this has become very clear. Depending on how you draw this, if you move the line a little bit more to connect it with this wick right here, we haven't actually quite reached this level yet, but we've come very close. In any case, it doesn't really matter. The point is that we've had a bit of a breakout. Let's measure this breakout, by the way. I haven't actually measured it. See how big of a breakout this is. It's a 3.8% breakout, so it's definitely legit. We've now ended up coming back down, and what I think that's really cool about this is it's taken about 3 to 4 days, 3 to 5 days even for Bitcoin to come back down to this price area right here, potentially get what's called a back test, right? This was previously being used as resistance. It's now it's already being used as support. So if we're able to get a nice significant bounce off this level, then that would basically be the biggest sign that we're about to trigger quite a nice rally right here in this market. So the point is that we could drop a little bit and still be in relatively good shape. It's not something that I necessarily want to see Bitcoin doing. We've already had the drop, so now it would be nice if we can just go up. But it's still, we're not completely dead in the water. Like I said, it's not actually that bad overall. You guys know my take. I mean, I know there's a lot of reasons to be bearish right now, and like I said, the technical, the charts are pointing to it. But, we're also seeing some signs that are not so bad in the short term, and crucially, sentiment, guys. Sentiment is so poor. Things don't generally stick around like this forever. We take a look at the dollar, and yes, it has done some bullish things, but it's still so damn overextended. Look at this. We look at things like the S&P 500, and whoa, okay, got quite a bearish wick here. This, I can't lie, this is changing up the picture a little bit. That is a really bad candle. That's a very bad candle. I haven't even seen this yet. That shakes it up a little bit, I can't lie. I suppose what this is pointing to then is that Bitcoin is again quite insulated from what's going on, with the S&P 500. When the S&P 500 is moving up, it's moving up a little bit. When the S&P 500 is moving down, it's not really doing anything. It's not doing much. The S&P 500 is down by basically 3%, Bitcoin by 0.3. Obviously, Bitcoin has been trading on a weekend and the S&P 500 hasn't, but we still haven't seen, equivalent drops for Bitcoin, and I think that's a really big deal. I think that Bitcoin is potentially showing, there's two potential explanations for this that I covered with you. Number one is that people are more optimistic on Bitcoin. They're more likely to hold Bitcoin. They just like Bitcoin more. Basically, Bitcoin is stronger. Number two, people are forgetting about Bitcoin and they're not trading it, so volume is low. And it's not necessarily the case. I just met up with the guys behind BitGet, by the way, just yesterday. Not all of them, but two guys behind BitGet, and they were telling me, volume's pretty good, across derivatives exchanges right now. So, there's conflicting data on this, but, I'm going to let you make your own decisions on this. For me, it's not something I'm reading into too much, but bottom line, I like seeing that there isn't extra weakness. It's definitely the case that Bitcoin isn't more weak, than the S&P 500 recently, at least. And I think that's a really good thing, because previously that would have been the case. So that's changed a little bit. That's all I've got for you in this video, though. I want you guys to go ahead and check this out if you can travel and make it out. Again, the ticket covers all of this good stuff right here. I am right here. Look at me. right there, and you've got, oh my god, Willy Woo is coming. I didn't even know about that. I've always wanted to meet him. This guy does on-chain analysis, by the way, so he'll make my video today look like fucking like kindergarten nursery, you know, like he'll make me look like an idiot. Actually, most of these guys will, and again, so if you think that the content I'm putting out is good, then yeah, I mean these are the guys that I look up to. So you know, there you go. That is a very, very good reason to attend if there ever was one, in my opinion. And bottom line, you're gonna be in an absolutely beautiful place too. So I'm very excited. Hope you guys are too. I did see a few of you at the last one that I attended, so it'd be very cool to do that again. If you guys want to get some free cash, the Bybit link down below is going to be giving you guys over $4,000 that you can trade with, so well worth checking that out as well. And with that, I am going to be heading off. I'm hungry, ladies and gents. It was leg day today, and it's chest day tomorrow. I'm still on this. I'm on this 75 hard challenge, guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you might not know this. Check it out with the link. It's my name basically. Let me just put my handle in here if you don't want to use that link, because I know it's not going to open up. This is my handle right here, Sammy Loyal. Basically my name with an underscore at the end. So go ahead and check it out. And there are impersonators, but the account is verified, so you can't possibly get the wrong one. And I'm on this challenge. It's 2 workouts every single day. No alcohol, no cheat meals, following a nutrition plan, reading 10 pages of a book every day, and drinking 4.5 liters of water. Really, I mean, you know, it's not that any individual thing is difficult in this challenge, but it's the fact that it's 75 days straight, no breaks. And the workouts thing is very problematic for that. I think I'm on like day 16, 17 right now, maybe 18. I failed. I did this last year, same time last year pretty much, and I failed on day 17. So I think I'm there. I think I've like kind of beaten that now. And yeah, I'm going for the full 75. So that's going to be exciting. And it means that your boy needs to eat. Got to get that protein in. So hope you've enjoyed this one. A little bit more of an informal video. It's been a while since I've been like this on video with you guys. But yeah, if you guys like it, then I'll keep doing it. It's bear market vibes, guys, right? You know, I mean, a little bit more entertainment, a little bit more personality. Probably not a bad thing. Goes a long way right here. So hope you've enjoyed this one. You know what to do. If you have, I'm gonna go for a little drive, get myself a I don't know, maybe a shawarma, maybe some kebabs. I don't know. We'll see. It's Dubai. There's a lot of options. It's only 1 a.m. See you guys there.